seated, so we'll proceed to the conclusion of the DG Forum. First of all,
premièrement, j'aimerais remercier les panélistes
for the insightful presentations and also the wonderful moderation made by our colleague from Togo. Excellencies,
Excellences, mesdames et messieurs, j'apprécierais si vous restez assis, qu'on peut procéder avec la conclusion du forum des DG.
thank you very much.
Excellences, mesdames et messieurs, cette 10e édition du Forum des DG se fait souvent.
Development Expo is particularly timely as we prepare for the second high-level United Nations Conference on South-South Cooperation, BAPA Plus 40, to be held in Argentina, Buenos Aires in March 2019. Recognizing that South-South cooperation and triangular cooperation are important modalities towards achievement of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, BAPA Plus 40 provides an important platform to take stock of the achievement of South-South cooperation and to put them into action. A DG Forum is a unique open forum for all United Nations, member states, and development partners to discuss South-South cooperation, opportunities, challenges, and solutions. As the theme of this year's DG Forum is towards the second high-level United Nations Conference on South-South Cooperation, BAPA Plus 40, the role of practitioners in scaling up the impact of South-South and triangular cooperation for the implementation of 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. This forum tried to connect policymakers and all frontline practitioners of South-South and triangular cooperation to engage in dialogue on how to move forward South-South and triangular cooperation agenda for the implementation of the 2030 the Sustainable Development Goals. More specifically, during the session on institutionalization of South-South cooperation, it was emphasized that South-South cooperation provide diverse opportunities to link demand and supply to advance progress toward achieving the Sustainable Development Goals. Participants learned about valuable national institutions, policy instruments, legal frameworks, quantitative methodologies, and other good practices and innovative ideas in the coordination of South-South and triangular cooperation. Strong institutional coherence of South-South and triangular cooperation, including through the United Nations Office for South-South Cooperation, are necessary to ensure effectiveness in addressing poverty. The session on reporting on the impact of South-South and triangular cooperation focused on the sharing of experiences and the promotion of partnership. The advantages of reporting on South-South and triangular cooperation through peer learning and partnerships were discussed, and concrete reporting examples on South-South and triangular cooperation by countries and organizations on the national, regional, and global levels were highlighted. The role of the United Nations in scaling up South-South and triangular cooperation was emphasized. The United Nations entities showcased how South-South and triangular cooperation contribute to enhance the impact of development cooperation and how agencies are preparing for BAPA Plus 40 conference. Through the interagency South-South and triangular mechanism for South-South and triangular cooperation, with the view of effectively scaling up South-South and triangular cooperation was discussed. Furthermore, intra and interregional cooperation towards the BAPA Plus 40 were discussed during the South-South Cooperation Regional Perspectives session. Participants recognized the significance of knowledge sharing, partnership, and reporting on South-South triangular cooperation through regional cooperation. Unique experiences on various regions were introduced. The DG Forum side event, focused on Africa, highlighted the importance of promoting the ecosystem for South-South and triangular cooperation in terms of policy and legal frameworks, coordination, partnerships, and reporting. The Directors General Forum is a concrete response to the commitment made in Nairobi to improve South-South and triangular cooperation through the dissemination of results, sharing of lessons and good practices through replication. Before concluding, I'd like to express my thanks to my colleagues in the office that really supported me in organizing this DG Forum. I'd like to particularly to mention Yoko Shimura, Ms. Yoko Shimura, Mr. Mitri Sangra, Ms. Sumita Banerjee, and Mr. Fernando Batista. And finally, I would like, on behalf of the United Nations Office for South-South Cooperation, to thank again all the participants who made valuable input during this DG Forum, as well as to JICA and the Islamic Development Bank for their support and contribution to this important DG Forum as we prepare toward the BAPA Plus 40 conference. Thank you very much all. So please remain seated because we'll move immediately now to the closing of the Expo. And I would like to invite Mr. Jorge Chediek, Director of the United Nations Office for South-South Cooperation and Envoy of the Secretary General of South-South Cooperation, yes, for the concluding remarks of the Expo.
Good evening. Excellencies, distinguished dignitaries, all protocols observed, as our Secretary General says. Today we come to an end of a most productive 3 days. These expos are a good opportunity to learn and to showcase how much and how many contributions South-South cooperation is making. Together we have identified many opportunities and also challenges, some of which we'll try to articulate towards the outcome of the Buenos Aires Plus 40 conference that will take place in less than 4 months now. I want to extend my express gratitude to all of you, to all the participants, to all of you who participated as panelists, as presenters, as speakers, who made contributions, and it is really a remarkable number of people. I want to express my gratitude to our Secretary General, the President of the General Assembly, the Chair of the Group of 77 represented by the Assistant Minister of Foreign Affairs of Egypt, all of which in their opening statements challenged us to build bridges and to really expand the horizon of South-South cooperation. I also want to thank the UNDP administrator for his support to South-South cooperation and for hosting our office. I thank all of you, partners, co-sponsors, co-organizers of the various thematic forums. We had submitted 130 new practices on South-South cooperation that become part of the global public good that we have been building throughout the conferences. We thank all the national directors general and the representatives for championing South-South and triangular cooperation in your work. I thank also the colleagues from the UN system that are increasingly engaged in making the organizations of the United Nations system more amenable and more effective and efficient in supporting the South-South and triangular cooperation efforts. Sometimes they criticize the UN for not having numbers. We'll give some numbers. We have representatives from over 120 member states. We have over 1,000 participants from governments, private sector, civil society, academic organizations. We have over 30 media representatives. We have tens of thousands of participants through webcasts and other electronic means of communications. Also, I want to tell you that everything we said and did in the plenary is preserved for posterity in the archives of the webcast of the United Nations. You organize 15 plenary and thematic solution forums. We have 22 side events highlighting contributions of South-South cooperation to sustainable development. We had, in addition to the 120 that were presented, 250 South-South and triangular cooperation solutions were showcased. We had a special event to celebrate the 15th anniversary of the India, Brazil, and South Africa Fund. We launched in 6 official languages of the UN plus Portuguese the good practice on South-South and triangular cooperation that includes 107. And since then, if you go to the gallery, you see 127, because we got 20 more since we finalized the publication, and I'm sure we will continue building from many experiences that were presented here. Many new partnership agreements and formal partnerships were established. We have record of at least 10. 3 new South-South in Action publications were launched with the UN Population Fund, with the Palestinian International Cooperation Agency, and with the Islamic Chamber of Commerce and Agriculture. UNCTAD also launched 2 publications highlighting valuable metrics of South-South cooperation in trade, investment, and finance. A draft research paper on South-South cooperation and a South-South Thinkers scoping page were distributed to ensure the further engagement of think tanks of the South in building the knowledge that we need to expand this cooperation. Today, the National Directors Forum, the General Directors Forum that we undertook with the support of the Islamic Development Bank and JICA, thank you for your partnership for the last 10 years, gave opportunity to discuss ideas that hopefully will materialize in the political declaration and the follow-up of the Buenos Aires Plus 30 conference. This Expo has been a truly collective response to your demands for more information and for more spaces for partnerships on how and to explore how South-South cooperation can help us achieve the global goals that were agreed in many occasions, even in this same building. I want to thank moderators, panelists, our interns, please, interns, thank you very much, and all the participants. We organized this Expo for you, and you have made it a great success. We will work with you in the coming months to ensure a robust follow-up on what you have all worked on here, and I think the next chapter will be the activity we will probably undertake in conjunction with the conference in Buenos Aires. We want to thank the special event staff of the United Nations Conference Services, the protocol colleagues, our interpreters, thank you very much for so generally hosting our meetings and allowing us to share our knowledge in different languages. I would also especially thank the Department of Public Information of the United Nations for ensuring that our discussions are being heard well beyond the confines of New York through the webcasting, as I mentioned, of this information. I would also want to thank Captain Charlene Wilson and her Department of Safety and Security team for helping organize and protecting us and organizing the activities from the logistical point of view. And please allow me to give a special thanks to my team of the United Nations Office for South-South Cooperation that have been working extremely hard for the last few months and especially in the last few days. And I will especially request a big round of applause for them and for all of you. Anybody wants to make a comment? No. So I wish all of you a safe trip back home, and I hope we'll all leave here recharged and more committed than ever to working together to build a better world. The meeting is adjourned. Thank you very much. I invite all of you to come here so we take a group picture of the survivors of the 3 days.
What? Are we going to be seen? No, we don't have to see us.